Hi. So today I'm going to share to you how to use this TI-84 Plus calculator. So this calculator is usually used by the American students, especially the high schoolers. So, or the teachers who are taking the Praxis exam is usually using this one. So this is very much important if you're gonna take your Praxis exam. So how are we going to use this one? Let us try to evaluate the following problems using this TI-84 Plus calculator. So this is what we're going to do. Let's try the first example. So you are given log 27 base 3 plus e raised to 1.5. So you have to press math. Math has a lot of functions. So press math and then go down by using arrow down. Just choose or press log base. So you will have to hit enter and then just write 3 and then arrow right, then write 27, then arrow right again, then plus e raised to 1.5. So e raised to x, make use of e raised to x. Since it's colored blue, so you have to press second shift and then press it and then just write 1.5 and then just hit enter. So that will be your answer. The next problem is the cube root of 11. So press math again and then just go down to number 4, or you can make use of number 5. Let's make use of number 4. So cube root, then just write 11, then just hit enter. Okay, next. Okay, let's make use of number 5. So let us make use of number 5. So just write the index, which is 3, and then arrow right, then write 11, then enter. So as you can see, it gives us the same answer. Okay, what about the third one? So you are given cube root of 11 plus 1 over pi. So go to math again, then just go down. So press the number 4, and then just write 11, and then arrow right, then plus. We can either use pi raised to negative 1 because 1 over pi is just equal to I raised to negative 1. So pi is right here. It's blue. It's color blue. So just press second shift and then the pi symbol and then raised to negative 1. So this inverted V is the raise. So just hit that one, press it, and then negative 1. Do not make use of the minus sign for negative sign because it will say error. So make use of this negative sign and then just write 1 and then just hit enter. Okay, what about if we make use of fractions, 1 over pi? So this is what you're gonna do again, press math, then go down to number 4, press enter, and then just write 11, and then arrow right, and then plus 1 over pi. So for the fraction form, you have to go press math, and then go to the right, press num, and then just go up. As you can see, this one is n over d. That's fraction, proper fraction. So we have to choose that, enter that, and then just write 1 and then pi, which is second shift then pi, and then just press enter. As you can see, it gives us the same answer. So what about this one, the fourth example? So just press math again, and then arrow right, oops, not arrow right, go down to number 4 since it's radical. So our index is greater than 3, so we have to make use of number 5. So if the indices are greater than 3, we have to make use of number 5 in evaluating the radical. Enter that and then just press 5 or just write 5 and then just write 20 and then enter. And then this one, well, we all know that the absolute value of all numbers are always positive. So, but let's try to make this absolute value symbol in our calculator. So just go to math, and then the arrow right, you see these abs. So just press that, and then just press negative sign, then 14, and then hit enter. Okay, so let's see if our answers are correct. So show solution. Okay, so let's try to see. So the first example, which is this one, okay, we have the right answer. Number 2, okay, 11 raised to 1/3. We can also do that for the cube root of 11. Okay, it gives us the same answer, this one. Okay, there are many ways on how to solve problems using our calculator. Okay, and then we have for this one, the cube root of 11 plus pi raised to -1 or 1 over pi. So the answer is 2.54. So that's also right. And then we have cube root. Okay, we had also answered that one. And what about the fifth root of 20? So we have here fifth root of 20 is 1.8. Okay, that is right. And of course, 14. Okay, so that's how simple is answering the problem using TI-84 plus calculator. Okay, let's proceed to another example. Okay, let's try to evaluate this one. Okay, I'm gonna clear this one. So how will I clear? How will I clear the screen of my calculator? So just press second shift mode and then clear. That's it. Okay, next let's try to evaluate sine of pi over 3 radians. So I want to make sure if this calculator is set to radian. So I'm gonna press mode, and then okay. So as you can see, it's on radian. It's not on degree. So I'm gonna clear that. So I'm ready to use my calculator to evaluate this example. Okay. So sine, we have here the 3 trigonometric functions, sine, cosine, and tangent. So sine is this one. So just press sine and then just write pi over 3. Well, I'm gonna make use of a fraction. Go to math and then arrow right, go up, then n over d. And then just write pi, press second shift because it's blue, over 3. And then I'm gonna close it and then I just hit enter. Or this one is in radian. Or I can also do this one. Press sine and then just write pi, so second shift pi divided by 3 and then just close it and then enter. So as you can see, it gives us the same answer. Okay, what about this one? The second example, the inverse tangent of 0.5 expressed in radians. So inverse of tangent is the blue one, the blue color. So I'm gonna press second shift and then tangent and then just write 0.5, then close it by using the close parentheses and then enter. That's it. And then the last one, cosine of 45 degrees. So this calculator is set to radian. You can either change the setting by choosing the degree, okay, that degree, or you can do this. Okay, let's try first that one, degree, and I'm gonna clear that out. So cosine 45. It's already in degree, so just enter that one. So it gives us 0.707. Well, if we're not gonna change it to degree, look what will happen. Okay, I'm gonna change it to radian. So clear that. So let's see, cosine 45. Okay, as you can see, it gives us a different answer because your calculator is not set to a degree. Okay, so you have to see to it that your calculator is set to degree to give the right answer in evaluating this kind of problem. And we can also use this one. If your calculator is not set to degree, you can do this one. So just press cosine and then just write 45 and then just go to angle, this one. Just press angle since it's blue, just press second shift and then angle. And then as you can see, there is this angle, or I mean this degree symbol. So just enter that one, then close it, then enter. As you can see, this one, 0.7 and 0.7 are the correct answer, or it's the correct answer. Let's see if we have the right answer. So for the tangent, okay, let's see. So for sine pi over 3, the answer is 0.866. So we got that right, the right answer. For the inverse of tangent 0.5, that should be 0.46. So this is the correct answer. We got it. And then for cosine 45, okay. So for the cosine 45, so we have 0.7. So we got the right answer, that one. Or the last one. This one is not the right one because this one is in radian, not in degree. Okay, so that's it. Let's have the next example. Okay, what about this one? Okay, so it says that the table shows the length and wingspan of 4 bald eagles. Both are measured in centimeters. A linear relationship exists between the two quantities. Find an equation for the linear regression and predicts wingspan from length. Make a scatter plot of the data that includes the graph of the regression equation. Identify the value of the correlation coefficient R. Okay, so how am I going to graph? How am I going to answer these questions? Find the equation of the linear regression. The next question is make a scatter plot of the data. And lastly, identify the value of the correlation. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to clear this out. So I wanna find the equation. And of course, I want to find the value of R and make a scatter plot. So the first thing that I will do is change the setting of my calculator since I am asked for the correlation coefficient R. So I'm gonna go to the mode and then go down to stat diagnostics. It's off, so I have to turn it on. So remember, if you are asked to find for the correlation coefficient R, this one is the line of the best fit, the value of R. So you have to turn stat diagnostics on. So you have to turn it on. You enter that one. Okay, then clear it. The next one is that I am asked to make a scatter plot. Okay. So since I am asked to graph, if you try to look at our graph here, this is numbered 1, -1, and so on and so forth. So the X values are 70 to 100. Our Y values are 185 to 230. So if we try to graph it here, we wouldn't be able to see the graph. So I have to change the window of the graph. So I'm gonna change the window. So x minimum, so I have to change the lowest value of your x. The lowest value of your x is 70. So I'm gonna change this below 70. It's just make use of the number less than 70, but greater than 60. So I'm gonna make use of 60 button. And for the y value, it's 100. So I'm gonna make use of 105. So 105, okay? And then I'm not gonna change this one. I'll just change the x minimum, x maximum, y minimum, and y maximum. So for the y minimum, the lowest value of your y is 185. So I'm gonna choose 180. So 180. So any number below 185, but greater than, let's say 170. And the highest y value is 230. So I'm gonna make use of a number just a little bit higher than 230. So I'm gonna make use of 230 or 240, something like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna clear it. Oops, what was the number there? 1. Okay, I'm gonna clear that by pressing second shift mode and then clear. Okay, so my calculator is now ready to use. Okay, so if you try to graph it, our graph will look like that. So we don't have any value yet. So you wouldn't be able to see graph there. So since it is a linear regression, I have to change my graph. So I'm gonna press second shift, then y equals, and then I have to turn this one on, the plot one. I have to turn it on. Okay, turn it on. If you want to change, okay, if you want to change it to the color, let's see, what color will I use? Black, okay, magenta. Magenta. Okay, I'm gonna use that one, enter that one. Okay, second shift mode. Okay, now my calculator is ready to use. So how will I find the graph? How will I find the equation of this graph? And how will I find the coefficient R, the correlation coefficient R? Okay, so we're now ready to use our calculator. So I'm gonna go to stat. So press stat and then just press edit. And then for L sub 1, I'm gonna enter all the X values. So you can either use your calculator here, or I'm gonna use, or we can also use the, if you're using a laptop, you can make use of the numbers on your laptop. So I'm gonna use my laptop. So 70, arrow down, 85, arrow down, 95, and then 100. Okay, and then go up. Of course, to the right, L sub 2, I'm gonna enter all the Y values. So it's 185, down, 200, 220, and 230. Okay. So after writing all the numbers on L sub 1 and L sub 2, I'm gonna press stat again. But this time, I'm not gonna edit it, but instead I have to calculate it. So arrow right. And then since it is a linear regression, I have to go down to line reg AX plus B. So go down to number 4. So you enter that. And then go down to store reg EQ. So go down to store reg EQ by using the arrow down key, and then press vars, this one. You press it. And then we want to store our equation to y sub 1. So I have to press arrow right, then function, you enter function, and then y sub 1. And then go down to calculate, or you can just directly enter it, enter. Okay, there you go. So this is now the value of your R. We have positive 0.98. It's very close to positive 1. So we can tell that our points are very close to the line of the best fit, or we have a positive correlation because our value of R is very close to positive 1. So if you want to find the equation, okay, that is the value of R. That's what we're looking for, the correlation coefficient R. So we want to find the equation. So just press y equals. And this is now our equation, 1.5x plus 77.5. And now you are asked to find or graph or make a scatter plot of the data. So just press graph. So that is now the graph. Okay, so we were able to find the correlation coefficient R. We were able to find the equation and of course, the scatter plot. Okay, let's see if our answer is right. Okay. So there you go. Our R is 0.98, that was right. And then our equation is 1.5x plus 77.5, that is correct. And of course, this one is our scatter plot, the graph of our table of values. So I just have a different color, but they look the same. Okay, that's it. Very, very simple. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, what about this one? So a president and a vice president will be selected from a student council that has 10 members. Find a number of different ways in which the 2 positions can be filled. So we will be using a permutation. So there is a formula for permutation, but if you are in a hurry, especially if you're taking the Praxis exam, you may since you can use your calculator, so you do not need to solve this one. Just make use of your calculator, enter everything in your calculator, and boom, the answer is there. So I am going to change the setting of my calculator again. So if you want to change the setting of your calculator and you want to come back to its original setting, so just press second shift and then plus sign, and then go to number 7, just reset your calculator, and then all RAM, and then number 2, just reset it, and then clear. Okay, so we want to find the answer, or we want to find the number of different ways in which the 2 positions can be filled from 10 members. So this is what you're gonna do. You have to press 10 first for NPR. So 10, if you're using your calculator, this one is NPR. So N is the number of the total number of the student council, and then just press math and go to prob. So our right prob, you see this NPR number 2, just go down to number 2, then hit enter, and then just press 2, and then just enter that one. That's it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, the answer is 90. Okay, what about this one? The function f is given by f of x is equal to 2ln times 1.5x plus 5. So find the 0 of f. So you want to find the value of your x, or the 0 of x, or you are asked to find the solution of this equation. So there is a way where you can find the 0 of x. It's by graphing. So I'm gonna clear it out first. So just press y equals, then just write everything, 2ln. So y is equal to 2ln times 1.5x plus 5. So press 2, and then ln is right here, 2ln, and then just write 1.5. 1.5 x is a variable, so just press second shift, or not second shift, but do you see this one, this x, these letters are in green, so just press alpha x, and then plus 5, and then you enclose it, and then graph it. Okay, the graph of this function is, or it looks like this. Now, you want to find the value of the 0 of x. So to find for the 0 of x, it means that what is the value of x when y is 0? So what is the value of this point that touches the x-axis? What is this point? So if you want to find that point, or if you want to find the value of x when y is 0, just press second shift and then trace. You're looking for the 0 of x, so just press number 2. Go down using the arrow key, press it. It says left bound. So it means that we have to put our cursor on the left side of this point by using arrow left. Okay, arrow left. Oops, right. Okay, there you go. Our cursor is now right here. It's on the left side of that point. So I have to hit enter. Okay, next, right bound. So the right bound is right here. From this point, this right of this point to here. You want to either put your cursor here, here, or here, as long as it is the right side of that point. So I'm gonna put my cursor on the right side of this point. So I'm just gonna hit enter. Just guess, then hit again enter. So therefore, the value of your x is negative 2.666 or 2.7. So that is the 0 of x. Let's see. Okay, there you go. So as you can see here, oops, we have negative 2.7. Okay, again, second shift trace, go down to 0, and then enter. And then it says left bound, so arrow left, you enter that, then arrow right, you enter that, guess, and then enter again. So we have here negative 2.666, that one. Okay, so that is how to find for the 0 of x. If you're looking for, if you're looking for the x value solution of the equation, if you're looking for the zeros of x, this is how the process is. Okay, so this one, find the 2 roots of the equation. When you say roots, these are the zeros of x. These are the values of your x when y are zeros, when y's are zeros. Okay, so it's the same thing. So we have to write this one in standard form. So I'm gonna clear it out first. So I'm gonna write this one into our y sub 1. So x squared plus 3x, and then transpose 6 to the other side, that becomes minus 6. So you have to press x squared. So x is right here. It's green, so alpha, press alpha, then x. Then raise to 2. You can either use this one or raise them 2. You can use it. And then plus 3, then alpha x again, and then minus 6, and then just graph that. Okay, this is now the graph of our equation, this one, of the polynomial equation. So you want to find the value of this point and this point, because when we say roots, these are the values of your x. So what is the value of your x? So where does this graph touch our x-axis? So I want to find this point first by pressing second shift and then trace. And then I wanna choose 0 because we're looking for the root. Okay, so I wanna find this point here. What's the value of x here? What is this root? So it says left bound. So I'm gonna put my cursor right here because this is the left side of this point by using arrow left. Okay, enter that one. And then it says right bound, so right. So this is the right part of that point. You enter that. Guess, enter. So we have negative 4.3. So this is negative 4.3. What about this one? What is the value of that x? Same thing, second shift trace, and then 0. You enter that. And then I'm gonna go to the left of this point. So left side is right over here or here, as long as it's the left side of that. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my cursor a little bit left side of my x, this one here. Enter that. And it says right bound, so right is in this part. So I'm gonna use right arrow key and then enter, enter. So we have 1.37. Those are the zeros or the roots, the two roots, okay? So let's see. Okay. So the zeros of x are the following. So we have here, okay, 1.37, that was right, this one, and the other one is negative 4.3, this one. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna continue on the next video.